Before we get things started today, I just wanted to remind you that you, right now, if you run a D&D campaign and you need a little extra help organizing things, or maybe some inspiration looking around a community that's full of incredible homebrew ideas, you should be going to worldanvil.com right now. Sign up for a free account. And if you want to kick things up a notch, if you want all the tools that are at our disposal at any given time, then you should sign up for a 6-month or 12-month subscription and get 20% off if you use the code DNR or Dungeons and Randomness, all spelled out. That's right, 20% off just for mentioning us. It helps the show out. It definitely helps World Anvil out. And you'll have access to every tool you could possibly need to digitally show off everything you've created and keep things organized. Timelines, maps, everything that you could need for both a visual reminder for everyone online and just something for yourself in case you get a couple of dates muddled. It happens to everyone, even me. So go to worldanvil.com right now, sign up for a 6-month or 12-month subscription. It's dirt cheap, and you could save 20% off by using the code DNR or Dungeons and Randomness, and I promise you, you will not regret it. Everybody, welcome to Extended Rest. Everybody out there who is kind enough to join us on Twitch. I'm Jason, going around the table, starting with Bree here next to me.
Hi, I'm Brianna Marie, and I play Clara Urothdale from Group C.
And Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I play Callie from Group B.
And Jamie.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I play Tatiana on Group B.
And Kelsey.
I'm Kelsey, and I play Aster on Group A.
And Jasper may be joining us at some point. I'm not sure. If you missed it, today is a very special day. Because in the mail, we got our test prints for the book. The rest of them are being shipped. We got these expedited.
Ambiguous. Yeah.
Right. So we got these expedited. We can't get 1,250 expedited. So it's going to be about 5 or 6 weeks, somewhere in there. We already posted on Kickstarter to let everybody know. But would you like to show everybody we have the regular edition and the faux leather copy.
Ooh. I think a lot
right
of people are going to dig the faux leather copy.
It's fucking beautiful.
Because it's been a mystery up until this point.
I don't think we posted it anywhere.
Yeah,
but,
no.
I'm so glad I backed it.
Yeah.
So here's the regular copy.
Oh, oh, it's so shiny. Oh, it's big.
Oh my god, so big.
Big girl. Like, I know
It's
it's big.
big.
I've read the PDF, but seeing it actually in a book form, it's like, oh.
Right, I'm just gonna...
Wow.
That's the inner cover.
Please don't rip the page.
I'm not ripping pages. Shut up. How about you flip the pages?
Okay.
You're in front of me.
I mean,
I'll hold it.
I didn't Ooh, we have maps.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
This is
And-
great for the people listening at home.
Yes.
There he is.
Ooh, maps. More maps.
More maps.
Oh,
Wow.
we can show them.
Huh?
We can show them.
What? Oh, yeah. So,
No, keep flipping first, and then we'll do it. I was just
Okay.
excited.
okay. So, as we showed off, Jesus. Okay. So, a lot of you ask a lot of questions about regions, and I appreciate that, but let's see. Jesus, I'm not even done. So, hold on.
For the people
Here it is.
listening at home, he's flipping through the book.
Look, you gotta show up live to see this, guys. So, all this, that's regions. That's just towns and cities. I'd like to think a lot of this is just the same version of my run-on rambly sentences, just in book form.
Oh, Kelsey nodded a little too hard.
And then we get in.
Can we show them one of the 2-page landscapes?
Yeah, sure.
That's that way.
Let me. Oh,
Regions.
So we got. Hold on.
I think-
There we go. Something like that. That's out in the wastes. No, that's actually okay. This is up near Orash, actually.
Mhm.
And then good lord. Okay, there's a complete map of Orash. Stories. Jesus. God, we wrote a bunch of shit. So,
Really?
I held your place.
but thank you. Beyond just the towns and cities and everything like that, then you go into things like drinks. We go into recipes if you want to.
Food illustrations.
We are going to produce a YouTube video where we cook everything in the book. Everything that there's a
Yes.
recipe for, we're going to attempt to cook at home.
Yes.
I don't know how good it's going to I don't know, but at the very least, if we screw it all up, it'll be funny. But, so 396 pages, in total, including if you'd like to see, backers, if you did back our book, these are everybody who didn't back the two highest, the 2 or 3 highest tiers. They're all in the front next to the cast and credits and stuff like that. But these are every other Kickstarter backer. The all-important open gaming license, so we don't get sued. This page is my favorite.
All right.
I
there
worked
it is.
real hard on that page.
Oh, man. So everybody who gets a copy of the book is also going to get this. This is the same copy of the map of Alara that's in the book, except much bigger. So,
Upside down.
is it upside
Oh,
down?
damn, that's big.
Oh, shit. It is upside down. So, there we go. That's how big. I think it's 20 by 30
my
or
hand.
something close to that.
I have smallish hands, but like. There. Here's an icebreaker tin.
For scale.
For scale.
For scale, you know. So, that is the standard edition.
Mm-hmm.
But for everybody who backed the faux leather copy, I bet you're wondering what that looks like. And it took us a while to get everything together because it's a different cover, and we had to go about things a little different because there's etchings in this. So there's imprints. You can feel it. It's very textured and stuff like that. So if you'd like to show them that, please.
Ooh.
Very cool.
That's neat.
So
That's
it's got
pretty.
a great feel. No
Yeah.
animals were harmed in the production of this book. So
This is all etched in.
and
That is sick.
and if you act now, you also get that new book smell.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty great.
This one's been licked by me. This is ours, though. You can't have it. And yeah,
Hey, Jasper's here.
Jasper,
We just finished.
son of a bitch, Jasper.
Well, let's start over. So this is the standard copy of the book. You're fine, Jasper.
No, you're good. Oh wait, I think
want
Jasper
my
hit us
call?
up on the. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we
I'll
go.
just keep.
He said he's stuck with the kids, but he'll be in chat. That's okay.
Oh, that's
You
fine.
mean you're with your kids and you love them? That's what he means.
Yeah.
I just put mine in front of the TV. It's fine.
I mean, that's what my folks did. I turned out great.
He's 3 now, like,
It's,
you know,
his
practically
life's over.
grown.
Like it's just.
ready for college.
Scale of 1 to 10, absolute 10, Jasper. Solid 10. Sexy book. Would date.
So
Speaking of sexy.
Oh my god, the Countess.
immediately.
I mean,
Oh boy. And
here's the thing. I'm not the type to make sexy characters, usually. But the Countess, come on.
Yeah.
look,
Come on.
Drock is right here. So
I mean-
shut your fucking face.
You know what?
Look
If
at
I
him.
were, I mean,
Look at him though. Oof.
Look at those mustangs.
Oh boy.
Jameson said he'd fuck that book.
I'd fuck every character in this book.
There are children.
Except for
there are
Thorn.
children.
Oh yeah, and the children. I thought you meant in
Wow.
the chat, and I was like, well, they shouldn't be here, should they? Yeah, not the children, and also
Not the
Thorn,
younglings.
because he would tear me in half, and I don't find that sexy. Look, okay, Jamie, look, here he is. Here he is. Ah, look how gross he is. Look at him.
Yeah, That's perfectly gross, though.
This is perfect.
You got
Just
okay.
right a minute.
So ladies, hold on.
Oh,
Ladies and
ladies.
fellas, if you're so I
If
got
your proclivities align.
we're gonna turn back to the Countess because that's for me. But like, okay, now on the surface, yes, he looks vaguely smelly, like maybe. But does the confidence do something? Does that make up for points on the scale? Like he knows what he's about. He's like.
The confidence
If
makes
you're-
it work.
I don't think
he
if
looks
you're
like he tried
confident about being
negging.
smelly. That like
Yeah.
really.
I mean, okay, if we're being straight, everybody in this book would be smelly. Like,
Can we show?
fantasy setting.
I just saw her. Can we show
Totally.
Naza to compare Jamie's face because they look so similar?
Nasa
it's
definitely
creepy.
looks like Jamie.
Here, wait, I'll go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he does.
Yeah.
Wow.
right.
To a creepy extent. And
When
Jamie was-
Jamie's in this book, Naza looks more like Jamie. And the Jamie picture looks like Jamie.
Oh,
Leroy. Oh boy.
Leroy, yeah, it's
They're all in here, guys.
There are so many characters.
There's
Like,
so many characters. I think
if-
we got over 300 by the end.
yeah, if you guys want stats, if you want backstories and all that stuff, even the Countess is in here. And Lauren and all that, you're gonna have to do a little work if you wanna get to Lauren. But she's in here, and it'll be on
Almost hit me in
sale.
the face with that book, and it would have given me a bloody nose because it's like 5 pounds.
Oh my god. You guys ready to talk about episodes?
yeah.
Yes.
Also, this will be on sale on Amazon and all that stuff. We'll give you guys a bunch of updates, but give us like a month and a half or 2 almost. And that'll be on Amazon. And we're currently working with a book distributor to get it into places like Barnes and Noble and bookstores.
Those still exist.
They
Near
do.
you.
They do still sell books.
Yep.
And if
They
this
actually
deal
got
goes
to
through,
open up a lot earlier than most places, so check out your local bookstores because the 6 foot rule is easier to keep in bookstores, so they got to open.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
and if you do buy a copy, we get a cool $1.56 every time. So
So
it's
maybe
only a
just buy
matter
it
of
from us.
yeah, maybe that maybe the Amazon store is better, but
Yeah.
boy, how do authors make money? I don't-
They don't.
Typically, yeah, no.
now you tell me. Good God. So I'm really excited about these episodes because these are the ones I was talking to you guys last month, and I said that the final push is going to be like you can kind of see it clearly. You can see what Group A is doing, what Group B and Group C are doing. Group C, you already kind of knew, right? But now the Royals are involved. There are a couple of complications with party members, like just little things.
Little things, yeah.
But how about we start with Group A? Because I believe that was the first one to go live this month. We met another god.
Yeah.
If
Our god makes cookies.
Oh, that needs to be a shirt.
okay,
Oh, God, it's good.
Kels, what? Okay. Before we get into the nitty gritty of the episode, because you guys were basically offered, you were asked, it's like, hey, could you deal with this Countess situation? You know, one city's already gone. This could be really, really bad. We can kind of give you some tools. Here's a leg up. We can't guarantee that you're going to be successful, but please.
Yeah, I've looked at her stats in the book.
That's meta. That's. I guess, one, is that the quest you would have wanted to go on if not for the intervention? Or would it be something else? Is something more pressing?
I feel like that might, like, what I was kind of, like, aiming for and thinking was that would have been something we would have done eventually. Maybe not right now. After we, gained a few more levels and stuff, which, like, because, yeah, oof, I am still, like, completely prepared for a TPK next time we play. Like, but it's, yeah, I mean, the whole thing, I mean, it made it even that much more, like, personal and stuff. Like, it's not just like with like revenge quests and stuff can be like really good and interesting, but it's like even more than that now, and it's just like a really like important thing. It feels like. So.
I guess it is a revenge quest. I mean, you guys were originally well, it is, yeah, because with the whole Clifford thing, and then I guess I looked at it more like you guys were tasked with just kind of scouting an area. Okay, let me ask you a question. Has scouting an area ever worked well on the show before? Has scouting an area ever like resulted in someone actually going back to the person who assigned him that task, or you not getting into a fight?
I'm feeling personally attacked right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We could still end up going back to Winter Haven. You don't know this.
You could.
Honestly, saying like Phantos scouted ahead once, and that did not work out for her.
Oh, Knowles!
Yeah.
Oh, that worked great.
The Knowles.
Pippin's really mad I took away his hippo.
Oh. How could you do that to me?
It was making noise.
I'm a little concerned because obviously Group C is doing what they're doing, and that is, well, I think all these are really high risk, right? Because, like, if Group A is attempting to take down the Countess, and Group B is trying to take down Lauren, and Group C is infiltrating this place that's never been infiltrated before, I asked this last month. I gotta ask again.
Yeah, you did. I heard it.
I gotta ask again. What are the odds of all three of you being successful, like through and through, not losing a party member?
Oh, that's like not going to happen. I mean, I'm hoping
you can't say it's not going to happen.
That I can't. I'm really hoping that we can all be like big picture successful and complete like the overall quest thing, at least to an extent where it's not like world threatening. That would be nice. That is my like optimistic goal. So,
Jamie, Karen, what do you guys think?
I mean, I don't want to really think about the statistics because it makes me more scared than I was before.
Well, I mean, you could look at this as an opportunity to galvanize yourself. It's like, never tell me the odds type of thing. It's like, well, that just, Group B, of the three groups, I think Group B's dealt a little more with death than any of the other groups. And
a little bit.
Half their party's dead.
On the whole...
I mean, okay, technically, we've directly dealt with death, so it's just...
That's true.
Valid.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jasper says 65% chance Group C goes down in history as, and no one ever found out what happened to them.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm pretty curious, and obviously there's always episodes in the can we can't quite talk about right now, and I know that there's... I want to talk about them, but I'm... With there only being a handful of episodes left, like 5 or 6, somewhere in there, I'm biting my nails to see who comes out on top, because these are big sessions back to back to back, right? Like I started with Group C. Group C was the last one to record, so we started. They're on the home stretch, so to speak. I can't tell you what they're doing, but it's like they're right in the middle of something, and we had to stop because it was midnight on the East Coast.
I feel like that's what's going to happen in our next episode. Like 100%. Like there's no way we're getting it done in just one recording night.
So even with you're given these cookies, you're gaining some levels.
That was nice.
Even with that, you still don't like your odds.
No. Listen, because we like asked her, like talked about this at one point, and I still think like it holds true. So like, if an entire like city, like especially a city like Dawnhurst, which like was very militarized, was like really good at like holding off an orc horde and stuff, if they could not handle the Countess and just thought it was better to let her be, like that kind of sets the stakes a bit high.
Elves are pretty passive though. Like if you're not in their forest, they typically don't give a shit. It's just what got them in trouble in the first place.
Yeah.
But like, let's not. I
will say this for Group A, in your favor. Group A is the closest to like the old Group 2 that I've seen. Since it's very SWAT team. It's very, like, you know what abilities and powers you have. You're good at layering that stuff. With the addition of Rob's new character, there's lots of blanketing effects, lots of bolstering each other, buffing each other. I would say you have a better chance now, and this is nothing against, like, Ubo. You have a better chance now with Skalinar than I think you did 100%. With Ubo. Just because there's no conflict there, Ubo was a bit more conflicted and might hesitate.
Also,
not against a vampire.
Yeah.
Well, more radiant damage is nice, I think.
True.
That could help.
Oh.
I don't know why, but it could help. I don't know. So, I would love to ask, I didn't put up a poll or anything like that, but I'd love to ask the chat of the 3 groups so far, just listening to everything this month. Just give me an over-under. What do you think? Group A, Group B, Group C. How do you think, how prepared do you think they are heading into these tasks? We almost recorded a new Group B. And sadly Val was sick and we had to, we kind of had to put it off, but that's just as well because next time I get you guys, it's going to be a longer session. So I want to make sure that. Speaking of Group B, let's talk about let's talk about this last session because you guys are still in the middle of. Hi, buddy. You're still in the middle of the woods, and you basically had a bunch of information dumped on your lap. And I was kind of, there's a thing, for DM storytellers, whatever. If you're doing like a murder mystery, there's the point where you finally have to put your cards down. You go, okay, here's what's going on. And you guys fought your ass off to get there. So it's like, okay, here's Lauren's backstory. I paid very close attention to whether or not people thought that was worth it. And so far, even the person that I thought was like, oh no, I really pissed him off. It was just a wording thing. And they got back to me and they're like, no, that's not, this is how I meant it. How did you guys feel knowing that? Does it change your opinion on who Lauren is? Does it change how you're going to approach the situation?
Do you mean finally figuring out what was in the Blacktip Forest?
Yes, basically, like why she's doing what she's doing, who she was, blah blah blah.
I mean, I don't know that it really changes any motives.
That's fair.
You know, for Tatiana, it's literally either we do this or it's the end of the fucking world. So,
right. Great motive, still murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Basically.
No, and I
wow.
Like, I mean, like, you could have, like, gotten therapy or something, but okay.
You mean therapy?
Shut up.
Wow.
Oh, God, my chair.
Good.
That's what you get.
That's called karma.
I'm going to buy a new chair later tonight.
Well, I'm going to loosen the bolts on that chair.
But, like, I like that there is a reason behind it, even if it's not good enough to be like, yeah, sure, open the portal to the demon world, because you're real sad.
I don't think anything would have been good enough to justify, like, I'm going to set fire to everything, fuck everyone.
I think it could only be a Watchmen situation where it's like, no, you don't understand, I have to do this to...
I killed millions to save billions!
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only time that, like, a big bad can, like, really turn it around. And even then, it's iffy, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Karen?
Probably gonna throw a wrench in everything, though, because, like, I don't really feel like we have to, like, storm the castle.
Oh!
What do you think they should do?
I mean, all I'm saying is, like, we still don't know what exactly is in this book we're gonna go get.
That's true.
And there may be some information where we might be able to just avoid that altogether.
Ooh.
That would be really nice.
And, like, take care of it remotely. Because, like, in the end, like, all of her power is and all the things that she knows and the things that she does is like influenced by Darmok. So if there's some way that we can cut that connection, she won't have as much influence on Brightport, potentially.
So you're thinking, if you could just sever that at the root and let it slowly wither and die, that's better than running in guns blazing.
Yeah.
Making
You're really depending on there being like a passage in this book that's like, hey, if a demon named Darmok ever shows up.
Or like a way to like sever like a
You
demon.
want... I
thing.
almost spoiled something for people, so I won't say it. Never mind.
Okay.
Not for the show, but for another show that's really popular right now. It just made a resurgence. I don't want to ruin it for anyone who's it's their first
Well, I
time.
already know I wasted my time with Westworld.
This was Avatar: The Last Airbender, if it helps.
Oh, okay.
There has to be like a holy shit button, right? Like this is what you do, and it'll fix everything, and it'll be great, and we don't have to murder anybody.
I'm sure the secrets to shutting down the demons are in a book that the gods just have never bothered to read.
well, I think that would
They
be a
will
really
not
good.
play for on time, first of all.
It's true.
What's interesting is Steve said it in the chat, you got some of the most itching for a fight people on the continent, told them that there was a big fight, then told them where to go in advance.
I think there's going to be a fight.
They hiked, do you know how many
They
hundreds
have a
of miles
whole
they had
pass
to
from
go?
Jadzia,
Like, there's a scale on the map. It's about 300 miles from Esterholt to Brightport.
Would walk- Oh,
So
that
short.
is true.
They don't know what, right?
Una's just at the front gate like, I'm killing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
You, fruit vendor!
Oh no!
I can't.
Gee, Soto, Westworld Season 1 is really good. I don't know about Season 3, though. I just finished Season 1, and I'm like, what a wonderful show. I'll put a pin on this and come back to it. Season 1 of The Boys is great. I'm hoping Season 2 is good, too. I don't know. This is why I don't watch new shows. I just don't. Because,
It's fair.
I think, as far as Group B goes, I think half of this group is really itching for a fight. But I think a lot of you are pragmatic enough that if there was, let's say, a nuker from orbit option, I don't think any of you would pass it up, right? Like, I think I doubt that any of you were so, even Larg right now, I don't think he's itching for a fight so bad that, like, he wouldn't listen to reason, like.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to do this the best way that we can, you know?
Like, the stakes
Not-
are too high for Pride. Like,
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
We've also never had a fight like this. I guess the Overwatch thing, but there was clearly sides to that one. But let's say there is no option to nuke her from orbit. You guys got to go into the city. In the middle of the Centennial, this huge gathering of people, you got innocents running around, and you got people who are just going to be in the way. You got town guards who don't know what the hell's going on. You had the Black Hands forces, you had the people you brought, and then you have you guys all in the middle. What a clusterfuck. So, like,
oh, yeah,
how are
that's
you...
gonna suck for you to DM.
Thanks.
No. I've had a few years to get ready. I'm ready to go. But, like,
There are so many fucking tables.
there's so... you no believe this table. Mwah, it's so
I
good.
have a D20 for every NPC in
Yeah.
Brightport.
Ted, go!
That's not like Ted's a Pokemon.
I choose you, Ted. I mean, there's a lot of, as Rob would say, random bullshit that could get in the way. And, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to talk about that. If you've had a chance to, like, how would you mitigate some of that? Like, are you worried about civilians? Or is this like, hey, the stakes are too high. Sorry. Like, are you worried about it?
Oh, are you going to be the Watchman? The silence is palpable. I think this might have just occurred to both of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think I've been thinking about this since our incident with the cart and the small child that almost died. And we weren't even doing anything.
It's not even our fault.
We weren't even trying to do anything, and somebody got hurt. So I think, like, if there is a way that Callie can try to get away from a big, like, middle of the city fight, like, she'll try.
I don't know why I have the burning desire to roast you so hard, Karen, but my first instinct was to be like, maybe in the book they'll find a protect all of the civilians spell.
Wow!
I don't know why I'm so mean.
It probably is right next to the tree stride spell, right?
Yeah.
Don't-
Oh man, wouldn't
don't
it be
bring me
great
into this.
If that
I
was like if that was in the
That
book. And Jason's like, oh, and by the way, the tree stride spell's in there. Anyway, you have to get rid of this character now and roll up again for next season.
I would never do that. That doesn't sound like me at all.
It does not sound like you. Jimmy,
I
what do you
think well, I was going to say, I don't think Tatiana necessarily it had probably thought of, like, pedestrians and things. We haven't really, once we meet up with the Paladins, figured out what our initial game plan is. But like Callie, definitely would not want anyone to get hurt. You know, if something were to come up, some information we receive from this book, perhaps, or even not, I think probably the first thing when we talk to those Paladins would be, how are we going to do this without hurting any people? Because we really just need to hurt one person.
But you got to get to it.
That is true.
You're gonna have people playing defense. I mean, I'm gonna live with you. I don't think the Paladins or Court are worried so much about. The most they're gonna do is get out of the way, shield bash, or like just that type.
Wow.
Like just kind of like move. If the target's there and you were very clear about the threat, she's. Let's say she's out in the open. Let's say, and there's a bunch of like men, women, children. It's like fucking move, and if you don't move, we will move you. That type of thing. I don't know.
Oh, that's
Right.
pretty evil. Cool.
Not evil.
Pretty evil.
It's not
It's
evil.
pretty evil.
I disagree. Again, like, I don't think, like, they're not going to kill anybody, but, like, just move. Like, you have a chance. Like, get out of the way, and if not, start snow shoveling, you know? Just, like,
Fair enough. Okay, that's fine.
you know? Let's talk about Group C real quick. Because there's a child that...
Karen, that looked delicious whenever you were just forced to eat.
What did
Pineapples? They look like pineapples.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Pineapples are delicious.
I've never seen someone fed pineapples against their will before. That's...
Oh, there's some more.
No, get it! Get it! You ate it! You ate it, mother! That is so close to stabbing you. Like, it's, like, okay. Yeah, there's fruit on the end of that fork. But it's basically just a weapon. It's a threat. Like, it's...
Good job, Wesley. He's taking care of you. Good job. Alright.
So, Group C, this is the first session that we had after Theriathon. And I would say oh boy, Theriathon was a little tense.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I guess, with Ryan and Jasper, and seeing if their characters were even going to stick around, and we kind of... I feel like we got to this was just a straight talkie.
It was pretty talky.
It was just talkie.
It was just talky.
But it's like group therapy.
Yeah. Therapy, yeah.
Kelsey, are you satisfied with how Group C handled it? I'm not talking to her no more. So, just, how's Kelsey think about this Group C situation?
Well, I mean, I think it's always good to have a nice heart-to-heart with your party members.
Group C's really good at heart-to-hearts.
You sound like you're not satisfied, Jason.
Here's the thing. I'm quite satisfied. I think it could have gone a lot worse. What
Yeah.
I don't like is the talking in circles. Like, if a party member has their mind made up about something, you know what? Actually, not even a party member, a player has their mind made up. So, no matter what another player as a character might say to them, they're, like, let's say Jasper walked in. It's like, I'm leaving. no matter what is said or what's done or if Jasper's like, I'm leaving, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I think that makes for boring roleplay because that's not what we got, obviously, but I feel like that's all the talk leading up to that is pointless. It means nothing. So, I'm glad we didn't get one of those, and the way we left things in Theriathon, I didn't know if there was an amicable way to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not expecting anything amicable.
Yeah. I'm glad people cooled off. I mostly let the dice decide that. But I think moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, a lot depends. It's like, okay, well, we've said the words now, but what are the actions actually going to be? Like, that's what's going to really make or break it.
But let's talk about the standout of that episode, Eben. Daddy.
I'm glad the Royals actually got a chance to speak.
Yeah.
I've been listening to them get called dickheads and assholes for years. And it's nice.
And wretched cunts. Which one of them still is.
Look. Leave Faye alone. Faye, look, okay. She's not...
Faye is... Okay, no offense, Karen. Faye is the Karen name of Theria now. Like, any character named Faye is ruined because of this Faye. I'm sure there's a lovely Faye out there with a son that feeds her pineapples, and she's the cutest thing in the world. But, like, she's one of the others. Like, she's not...
We just recorded a Group C, and Faye and Clara have this little standoff. And it's amazing, because I never get to play a cunt. Like, I'm so happy that it's like, she's very much, roll her eyes, say some flippant comment, but she's already turning away from you as she says it. Yeah. She's such a bitch sometimes, and I love it. Yeah. Because she doesn't treat her party that way, but she treats you and your party that way, because you are in the way. You are a nuisance. And I love that, because...
I want to see her hanging out with Eben. I ship it.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, it doesn't make her evil. It just makes her...
a bitch.
It makes her... I wouldn't even say bitch.
You can be a bitch without being evil.
It makes her... Charisma's not her highest stat.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's fair. Eben's is. I said this in the... I want to gush for a second, because I did say this in the Discord, but I think it's worth saying in the extended rest. The moment that Eben laughed was the best punchline to a 2-year-long fucking joke.
Because I think, okay, Ryan in that moment, to anybody who didn't hear it, Ryan, as Varys came in, it's like, yeah, that was us. We stumbled upon those traps. And I think that was supposed to be, aha, you should feel bad. Eben laughing his ass off that he actually gets to meet the person who ran into all the... It's hilarious to him. It's so
good. And, like, what a great cap-off to that 2-year real-life grudge that was happening. Where it's like, how do you stay mad at that? He's adorable. And, like...
I don't think...
He makes a valid argument, kind of. Like, it's like, okay, fair enough. Like... not a huge fan, but... oh man, I really like it. I really liked that moment. It was like a release, like a snapback or something. I don't know. It was a great moment. And I know you probably thought of that moment a year and a half ago.
I mean, it's tough to think of something like that, because I mean, the justification I've given them is to an extent the same one they have. Like, it's like, hey, we had to go through it, you should too. Yeah. Like, why are you special? But
still a dick move, but...
It's still a dick move, but they recognize that. And fuck you.
And they own it.
Yeah. You enjoying Eben's bit is the same reason I think some people... I don't know if anybody enjoys Faye. Faye's gonna be the Julie of Arc 3, where I'm just... it's like,
no.
I feel like she actually deserves it, though, which I never felt for Julie.
Yeah.
Also, the Royals dab on the haters. That's the vibe they're going for.
Oh, you ruined him. Cool. That didn't take too long. All right. Wow, we are being tagged in a bunch of stuff. Jeez. Yeah. Revan, what kind of bribe to bring Clifford back? Oh, my Clifford. Rest in peace. He's gone, man. That's it. It's a shame. I got exactly what I thought I was going to get from a decent chunk of listeners, which is sad. But child characters, man, you not it.
They're tough.
It's tough because if you portray a child decently, kids are fucking annoying.
Did you see that one shoveling pineapple into Karen's
yes!
face?
Good God!
Imagine if he was a vampire.
Yeah.
I'm actually playing catch with him right now because he won't leave me alone.
Now wait till he's 12.
Yeah. And just attacking random creatures that you stumble across that you don't want to be fighting.
Actually, I'm paying very close attention to the children of DNR, so that I can get more of an insight into kids. Every time we do one of these, I'm just watching like, pineapple, good. Yes, and I'm just writing things down so that I can incorporate that into roleplay later on.
It's not just pineapple, it's anything. He'll literally just shove it in my mouth.
Oh man, I bet spaghetti's tough. Like that's...
Ooh. It's messy.
Here's chili, mommy. Like just...
That's why we don't eat chili in my house.
That's smart. AJAB 1470. I'm rolling a dwarf for Theria, and I'm trying to make a very complete backstory with detailed clan traditions and stuff. Never played the world before. Any advice?
Well, have we got something for you?
So, in Theria, it's pretty simple.
For those at home, I'm holding up the book.
Yes, that's the joke. In theory, it's pretty simple because most of the dwarves, at least on the mainland, on Alara, are grouped together in one unit. There's lots of clans within that unit, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. You can even send me an email, and I'll give you a little bit more of a breakdown on stuff, and hopefully that'll help. You can send it to dandrpodcast@gmail.com. That's dandrpodcast@gmail.com. Good God, we are being tagged in a bunch of stuff. How many copies of the book did you order total? So, 1,250 is the first run of the book, right? Mm-hmm. So that's enough to obviously fulfill all of our Kickstarter stuff, and then a bunch are being sent over to Amazon. We have an Amazon warehouse spot, and we're going to be selling on Amazon, and then after that, we have a bunch of extra copies that we're holding here to send to influencers and people who are going to be reviewing the book for us and hopefully getting the word out. Influencers. For the first time in DNR's history, we have an advertising budget.
Maybe.
A substantial one.
Hopefully.
No. It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
We want this to have the best chance to succeed, obviously, but it's scary because, money isn't the thing that solves it. It's you got to know where to put it and all that good stuff. So we're trying.
Buy my book.
Where could someone pick up this book if they were slack? I just told you.
Yes.
When should the book be available on Amazon? About 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We want to fulfill all of our Kickstarter stuff before we officially hit the green light. So at the very least, things are actually in transit. Mm-hmm. We spared no expense for shipping. So even if you're in a place like, say, the Death Continent of Australia, you should be getting your book within 2 to 3 days. Not weeks, gentle friends of the spider-infested isles. 2 to 3 days.
Which is great, because I just ordered some stationery from China that took 3 months to reach me, so I'm really glad we sprang for the 2 days.
Shipping was thousands of dollars, by the way. So we're working with a company called EasyShip, and you can kind of see how much everything is going to cost after some work. And you watch that number rack up and up and up, and it felt like doing my taxes. Because there's noises I make while I'm in a call with Karen and Bree doing taxes. And they're not pleasant noises. It's basically the sound of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But vocalized through a bear. It's just grumbles and growls, the entire time. I hate it. Any other questions, before we dip? Do you guys have any thoughts about stuff going on? How's quarantine?
Don't fucking ask that.
How's life in 2020?
Back to work.
Quarantine sucks.
Okay. Good. Yes. What? Can I level with you guys? I wanted to talk because I feel like we don't get to talk enough. If we got to talk every week, it wouldn't be enough. Because I feel like we need this lifeline. Have you guys just been kind of vaguely depressed? Recently?
Yeah. Oh, like.
The world has been vaguely depressed recently.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like me, like my close friends, we all, like everyone in our generation, just suffers from various degrees of mental illness. Like, it's all like gotten worse. It's just like, oof. Yeah.
I've never had anxiety. I have anxiety now.
Cool.
Well,
General
this is a
or
club, Karen. Glad to
yeah?
have you.
Is it like general anxiety or like a specific thing? Are you worried about police beating down your door, the virus getting you, angry bees? Like, what are you worried about specifically?
That's a great list.
Well, that's just
But where
just
to
3
start?
months. Yeah, that's just 3 months out of 2020. I don't have time to list all the things.
Weirdly, I'm still afraid of the Tiger King.
Goddamn Carol
Carol
Baskin.
Baskin.
God, I missed that stage of quarantine.
Man, wasn't that fun? That first week where you're like, oh, we'll catch up on Netflix. Didn't know what the next few months held. Caboose, if you send me an email, I can still change your address, but you gotta do it snappy. Like, everything's basically locked down. The reason I bring this up, not to bum everybody out. I think, it's more important now than ever to just kind of check in on each other. I'm gonna send you guys some messages and just kind of pop my head in and making sure everybody's okay. Like, Jamie, you're aloof.
She's pretty old.
I
You're
am pretty aloof.
You're secret.
It's my Scorpio nature. I can't help it.
I'm a Scorpio. Don't give me that. I'm yeah, no. I'm saying I feel like I could go knock on your door one day and you just won't be there. And it's like, oh, I didn't tell you?
Possibility.
Right!
Yeah.
So,
See the look on her face, like she legitimately was like, that's a thing I could do.
yeah, I can leave.
She's done stuff like that to me before.
Not on purpose.
You're sitting up currently. That's great.
I
Oh,
am,
wow.
which is great. My back's been doing a lot better.
When did it start feeling better?
A couple weeks ago. I've been like slowly, I think really I finally found a position I can sleep in. That I'm not like tossing and turning the whole night, so I actually get some rest.
When's this time you guys got a new mattress? This is just riveting conversation.
Our mattress is only like 2 years old.
Oh.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, it's just my body is broken. But it's okay, because I sleep on a lumbar support now.
Oh, that's
Okay, good.
good. Lumbar support is important.
This is your 30s.
You are like exactly 30.
Exactly. It hits you all at
God,
once.
I know, like whenever I see like tweet threads and stuff about that, it's like, oh man, I don't tell you, like when you get like mid-30s and stuff, like it really actually does happen. It's like, and I'm like reading through all this, and like I experience this now. Oh God, I'm kind of going to literally fall apart.
I expect to in November when I hit 40, I expect to just spontaneously lose an arm or something. Like it just falls off. Like
Oh, that's unfortunate.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go sleep.
Melina Duet. I just finished Arc 1 and the memory groups. And I have hardly ever laughed as much as I did when you guys were creating Trent. Oh, God.
Trent. I
Man.
love Trent. Do you guys want to see? Did we have Trent?
Never thought that would come
Yes.
back to haunt me.
Never say anything around me because I will, if it's a fear of moths, if it's like, I will bring it back.
I mean, like, here's the thing: is Valerie basically created Trent,
Yes.
and yet I'm the one that got stuck with him.
You know why? You're stronger. I can't target Valerie.
There he is. Look at him. Look at him. He's beautiful. He's so
He's
clean.
pretty cute. Like
Look,
if he was
he's
clean
kind
up.
of a cutie. He's kind
He's
of a
cute.
hottie.
He's got little cherub cheeks.
Look, if you had to pick a Fang member, that's the one, right?
It's like, I'm thinking.
He's trying so hard, like
he's asking
rub his two
really
little
dumb
brain cells
questions.
together.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think of what dumb thing Trent is thinking about in that picture.
Eridas, would you own a tiger if you could? Because seriously, that show confirmed my suspicions that to do something like that, you have to be a special sort of crazy. I got a husky. That's enough. I'm good.
Any animal that is not like domesticated, like has been bred to live around humans for like hundreds of years, don't do it.
Do you know as far as I would go? Raccoon. I know. I'm saying if I could find a way to like be one with the raccoon. They're adorable.
I understand. They're very cute. I would love to have one.
I think the wildest animal I could handle is probably a snake, and I wouldn't even get a big snake. Like, I see some snakes on YouTube that I'm like, haha, no. Nothing's taking up that much room in my house that doesn't love me back. Like, I refuse.
Yeah. It's like most people don't even know how much work like a rabbit takes, let alone
rabbits are a terrible pet.
Yeah, rabbits are vicious. Like,
they're kind of the worst.
And mine just peed all over me all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I picked it up, it would just pee on me.
Yeah.
If you let it out, all it does is leave a breadcrumb trail of feces, like, everywhere. It's terrible.
They
like,
pee about every 45 seconds and poop every 20 seconds. And
L in the chat. Thank God I'm not 30, right, Jason? Yeah, that's, look, we're all falling apart and we're all gonna die. Rob in the chat, the day before I turned 40, I injured my back so badly I couldn't stand up straight for 3 months. True story. Don't be surprised if you lose some, one of your body parts. It's a thing. Look, my back already sucks. Like, I did factory work and stuff, and the shitty thing, you can't strengthen your back.
Yeah.
Once you pull it, it's just weak forever. And it sucks.
And you did you went from like heavy factory work to then like sitting at a computer 24/7. Like
I'm doing
worst
great.
thing you could do for your spine.
I've pulled my back less since I started doing this.
That's good.
that's
less,
true. Yeah.
not none. I think that's a pretty good time for us to stop for the night. Thank you guys so much. With a reminder of our own mortality. We're all fleshy squish creatures, and we will die someday. So thank you so much for hanging out. Next month, we will be dealing with the penultimate episodes. 3 new episodes are coming out in the feed. We got a couple of cool things ad-wise that we can't quite share with you guys yet, but it's a really cool thing. You should tell Jamie after
I'm
this.
going to tell Jamie after
Okay.
this.
And it's really cool. I hope you guys take care of each other. Stay safe. Just, you know what? Let's just make it to July. Let's just do that. Let's just make it to July. We'll all meet back here at the end of it, and we'll check in again.
We gotta make it to July. There's an Animal Crossing update coming out.
It's true. You can swim now.
Is that good?
Yes, there are garden eels. I'm so excited.
They're so great.
Okay. So
That's how I feel whenever I hear Animal Crossing.
I
talk.
sold my nips
That
today.
sounds
It was great.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next month for another extended rest. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Love you.